morning, sight friends. Mitty Man coming back at you from Walker's Music with yet another word for the day. Thursday morning edition, we give God all the praise and glory. We give Him honor for life, health, and strength. For as well as it is, we give Him all the praise. We also want to give a shout out to the YouTube fam, End Time Harvest Gang, every one of you, Blog Talk family. You know who you are. We just count it as a blessing to have everyone in our lives, and everybody has an important part and plays an important part. Matter of fact, we may not speak with one another every day, but nevertheless you are noted and you are thought about. We give God special recognition, and we give Him all the glory, because if it wasn't for Him, we wouldn't even exist. And like I said, I'm just on my yearly walk through the Word, and I was just speaking to the children of Israel when they were in their wilderness experience, and they was out there 40 years, people, and they murmured, they complained, they murmured, they complained. God would come amongst them and bring the plague, and then Moses and Aaron, they would intercede for them, and God would remove the plague. And I think about us sometimes, how we can complain and murmur. It is a dangerous thing to do, because it says it's a sign that you don't trust. We're not trusting God. Nevertheless, God will always visit, and the ones that goes up against spiritual authority. And that's why I always tell people it's a very dangerous thing. And God knows that in my role, as God had placed me as minister of music, and I try to tell the choir members and everything that do not challenge spiritual authority. Do not, in other words, I will not let a choir member make me go above what the pastor has ordained. I let them know that the pastor is in charge. The pastor is in total charge of the church. He's the under shepherd below Jesus Christ Himself. The pastor, He placed the pastor over the church, and therefore the pastor touch upon every service of that church. And so when we start griping and murmuring and going against spiritual authority, it's a dangerous thing. And if you don't believe it, you can just read the book of Numbers, how when Dathan and Abiram and Korah, they came against Moses and Aaron and talked against them. They said that you take too much upon yourself. And God came, and the earth opened up and swallowed them, covered them up. Because the fact they went against Aaron and Moses. They spoke against Moses and Aaron. And the Bible tells us that Moses was the most humblest man in all the world. Moses was very humble. And for them to speak out against Moses like that, God made Moses, He set aside Moses other than any other prophet. He said all the rest of them He dealt one way with, but Moses He spoke face to face. And so it was a very dangerous thing for them to speak out against Moses. And I'm going to bring it and fast forward to our modern time. It's very dangerous for us to speak out against spiritual authority. My take is that people, Mitty Man take on that is, if you don't understand these things, sometimes it's just best to just be quiet. In other words, before you start speaking out against ministries and people that are doing the work of God, because sometimes, like I say, God chooses to use whom He chooses. And if He can speak through the mouth of a jackass, God can certainly use Mitty Man. So we got to be careful of how we speak against different ministries and different men and women of God, because especially not having knowledge, because it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. And matter of fact, we got some modern day people that talked against spiritual authority, and they put down other ministries, and then God showed them up themselves. And I will not call no name, but y'all know, some of you know who I'm speaking of. They spoke against and made mockery of other ministries and exposed other people and their weaknesses and stuff, and God exposed them and showed them what they was about. See, in other words, we can't never think that we are so much all that in a bag of chips, because we're not. We must stay humble in our service unto the Lord. If God has called you to do something, do it with simpleness of heart. And don't get to thinking that we're too much. Man should not think too higher than himself than he ought to. That's what the Bible tells us. So as I study this and read in the daily devotion, I'm also taking note of how the people murmured and complained and how God reacted to that. So I'm just trying to, like I said, take a pattern and take notes that I would not fall into that. And if I find myself falling into that category, I'm going to repent very fast and get out of it and not speak against God's spiritual authority. We need to be careful about that because there's a danger in doing that. But nevertheless, we thank God for Jesus. Oh yes, God for Jesus, grace and truth. Yes, grace and truth came. In other words, I was just checking out all those ordinances and all them laws and different things that them children of Israel had to do and keep. And I said, Lord, they were busy. They were very busy. Thank God for Jesus. People, y'all, I'm telling you, I don't know about you, but I don't think many man could remember to do all of that. Whew, that was a lot. But thank God for our brother Jesus, our elder brother. He kept it for us plain today. So like I said, we just thank God for each and every one of you. The Bible study going as accordingly. And the Lord said teach online. Many man is doing just that to the best of his ability. It may not be the way that some of you may want it, or some of you may think it should be go this way or that way, but nevertheless, I'm doing it as God give it to me. That's the best I can do. In other words, I'm not worried about it. That's in his hand. He told me to plant and to water, but he will give the increase. That being said, whatever you get into, if God is not in it, it's best that you come out of it. This Many Man saying peace.